Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. Well, I'm finally going to be doing my review for the 2015 game Until Dawn. Now, this is a game that I basically played and completed probably about summertime last year. This became a free game if you're a member of the PlayStation Plus membership. This was one of the free games in 2018. So I downloaded it, played it, thoroughly enjoyed it, prepared this review, and it's been sat for so long because I've just not recorded the review. So I thought, why the hell not? Now then, and I'd actually forgotten, this game is actually probably more famous now because it actually has Rami Malek in it, who famously played Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody, and he's one of the characters in this game, one of the actors that is motion captured for this game. And this is one of those permadeath choice horror games, but it's excellently done. It really, really is. And this focuses on a group of friends, and you initially see them. They're out at this snow cabin somewhere in the hills, and something happens, and basically one of their friends kind of dies. A couple of their friends kind of dies. Then 1 year later, I think it's 1 year later, they all come back together to celebrate their lives and put it all behind them at the same cabin. Now, they explain it away because Rami Malek's character, it's their family home, if you like, and he invites them all back to try and put the past behind them, have a great time, have loads of fun, and all the friends come back. However, something sinister is at play. And all these creepy things start happening, and for one reason or another the friends all split up. There's a boyfriend and girlfriend that start going to they go out to a cabin out the back somewhere all on its own so they can have some hanky panky. You get others going for baths in the dark, all the lights aren't working, the boiler's rubbish. You get all the horror tropes that you could ever hope to see in a horror game and a horror movie. So they all kind of get separated, and all these creepy things start happening. Is there a serial killer on the loose, or is there even something even more sinister after them? Well, you'll have to play the game to find out, guys, to be honest. Now, like I've explained, this game is choice driven, and those choices definitely have consequences in this game. If you make a wrong choice, it could end up costing lives. And like I've said, this game has permadeath. If a character dies in this game, that's it, they're dead. They don't make it. There's no second chances. And when I played this game for the first time, I can't remember how many friends there are. It might be about 8 of them, maybe more, maybe slightly less. And I think I finished the game with 3 of them alive the first time I played this. Didn't do particularly well, but I did make it through to the end, and I didn't kill everybody, thankfully. But there was a couple of character deaths that were, gutting to me, if I'm honest. And that's what you'll find when you play this game. You do get really, really attached to some of these characters, even the awful bitchy ones, of which there are a few, believe it or not. It really does tick all the horror trope boxes. You've got the bitchy characters, you've got the heroic characters, you've got all the stuff you would expect to see in a game like this. Now, it almost feels like you're in a movie here, and that's the idea. The graphics here are outstanding. It's fun, it's genuinely scary. You'll see littered throughout this review little clips of me with some of the particular jump scares actually jumping. And what this game does, if you have the PlayStation 4 camera when you're playing it, it actually films your responses to some of the jump scares, which I just thought was wonderful. So you can go back and see your reaction to some of the jump scares, and I've littered just 2 or 3 of them in this review. The most embarrassing ones I didn't put in, sorry, because I don't want to look like a wimp. But this game is a lot of fun, and it is so cheap now. I mean, I got it for free on the PlayStation Plus membership, but you could pick this up in a game shop now, in a second-hand game shop, for probably less than £10 in the UK. But it is definitely well worth picking up, and the replay value for this game is tremendous as well. You'll want to replay it to see how many characters you can keep alive, what different things will happen depending on different choices that you make. There's probably, I would suggest, I'm trying to think how long it took me to complete this the first time I played it. Probably about 10 hours the first time through. Maybe a little bit less, but it's about 10 hours to play through the whole thing for the first time. But like I said, the replay value is absolutely there, and I played it again the second time immediately after, and I haven't done a third time yet, but I can basically download it and play it whenever I want because I've got it saved in my library on my PlayStation, and it is a game I will definitely play again to try and get different outcomes and make different choices in the game. So it's a superbly made game. It was very, very popular at the time. It was reviewed very well at the time, and if this is your sort of game, if you like the David Cage games like the Detroit Become Humans and Hard Rain, and you like those choice heavy games, this you will love. This is a bit more action orientated, and you have a little bit more involvement, I would suggest here. It's a little bit more cinematic than the David Cage games. There's none of that picking up plate lids in this and stuff. It feels like everything you do in this game is pretty relevant, and it's quite foreboding and tension filled is this, and you feel very vulnerable just looking at that scene right now on screen. You're a character walking around in the dark with a towel on. It's structured to make you feel vulnerable, and you know that there's something sinister about to happen. There's that sense of tension and foreboding all spread throughout this, and there's clues littered throughout the game for you to collect and look at and try and piece together the puzzle of what is going on and who is stalking this group of friends. Is it a killer? Is it something more sinister? Is it a monster? What kind of monster? Or is it all just a huge hoax? All these things go through your mind the first time you watch and play this game, and be prepared and be warned. There are some gruesome, and I do mean that, gruesome scenes in this game. It does not hold back, and it is an 18 for a reason, and it is pretty shocking at times. Now, if this was a movie, I would imagine it'd probably be reviewed particularly well, but they would probably criticise it for its horror tropes. But a movie is generally, an hour and a half long? This is like a 10-hour movie, so you can't create a horror experience that lasts so long without throwing in some cheap stuff here and there, some cheap jump scares, some cheap horror tropes. And this literally ticks all the boxes for that. And it gives you everything. It gives you gore, it gives you horror tropes, it gives you darkness, it gives you dark woods, it gives you snowy hills, snowy mountains, it gives you potential monsters, serial killers, darkened cellars, everything that you could hope to get, you're going to get in this game for a horror game. So for me, it's a good 8 out of 10. I had a real blast with this game, and if you've not played it, I strongly recommend it, especially if you're a fan of horror movies. It is unmissable if that's the case. So thanks for watching, everybody.